We continue to read the divorce case of Mrs. Moureen Sinclair and Mr. Wesfore Sinclair. The law. The Property Rights of Spouses Act is the applicable legislation governing the entitlement and division of property between spouses. Now, I have read the entire act in another playlist, but let's look at this section that is highlighted in this case. Subject to section 2 of this section and subsection 7 and 10. Each spouse shall be entitled to 1/2 share of the family home. On the grant of a decree of dissolution of a marriage or termination of cohabitation, that's A, or B, on the grant of a decree of nullity of a marriage, or C, where a husband and wife have separated and there is no likelihood of reconciliation. Okay, good. We have read that here. Except where the family home is held by the spouses as joint tenants on the termination of marriage or cohabitation caused by death, the surviving spouse shall be entitled to 1/2 share of the family home. So that's except where the family home is held by spouses as joint tenants. If they were, then that surviving spouse would own the entire family home. But we continue. Section 7 states, where in the circumstances of any particular case, the court is of the opinion that it would be unreasonable or unjust for each spouse to be entitled to 1/2 of the family home, the court may, upon application by an interested party, make such order as it thinks reasonable, taking into consideration such factors as the court thinks relevant, including the following. So these are things that can modify the 50% share rule. That the family home was inherited by one spouse, that the family home was already owned by one spouse at the time of the marriage or the beginning of cohabitation, or that the marriage is of short duration. So now we have the various parts of the act. But I have said before that I have read through the entire Property Rights of Spouses Act. But we've seen that here the parts of the act that apply to this case are discussed. Now, what we want to look at are the submissions. So we will not read any further regarding those parts of the act. I'm going to ask you to read it on your own separately. But right now it will be interesting to see what the submissions are. So let's look at the submissions on behalf of Mrs. Sinclair and then on behalf of Mr. Sinclair in other videos.